to the True Blue RiffCast, the #1 RiffTrax podcast in the world. I am Jeremy, and I am joined, as always,
Hi,
by...
I'm Dave. I'm exhausted, but I'm still here.
You had a very busy weekend, Dave.
I did. Do you guys want to know about it?
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Very briefly, I actually had my first out-of-state booking as a professional wrestler. As you guys
Woo-hoo.
know, I live here in Utah, here in the Ogden, Utah area. But the booking that they asked me to go do was in Tacoma, Washington. So me and three other wrestlers piled into a car, and we drove 14 hours and over 800 miles to Tacoma. And I had two matches. One was a singles match, and the other was the Battle Royal. I won the singles match. Won. It's pro wrestling. We put the match together. We
Yeah.
performed it. You guys know all that. And the Battle Royal, I was eliminated. But hey, it's all in good fun. And came back, and I've been back for about 4 hours. But dude, I'm so exhausted because it
I
was
can only imagine.
it was 3 days, two matches, and 1,600 miles. I can't complain.
You
It's
said it
what I
was...
signed up for, but still.
Yeah. You said it was 14 hours?
Yeah, 14 hours for two matches.
Is that just there or there and back?
That's just there.
So that's 28 hours in the
Yeah,
car.
man. It's
Woo.
pretty brutal.
And you still showed up for the podcast.
I did, and I even when I got back, I made a point to watch the latest RiffTrax release, Martial Law.
And we will talk about that in a little bit. Also today, we have a very special episode for you. It's our Thanksgiving episode.
Double.
We've got 8 riffs to talk about, where we set up a Thanksgiving watch list, a Thanksgiving marathon, if you will, and we're going to be talking about that later. The perfect set of riffs to get you through your Thanksgiving.
What with all your loved ones that you hate being around, and all that great food and everything.
Yeah, but first we need to talk about the Mandalorian.
Oh yes, we do.
I know that's not exactly RiffTrax related, even though it is related to Star Wars, which is very RiffTrax related. I don't care. This is our podcast.
We are talking about the Mandalorian. Look, guys, look. We're talking about the Mandalorian, probably for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, at least for the next 5 episodes, because that's how many more.
That's how many. I thought there was only going to be 10.
I think it's
8.
8.
Oh.
It might be 10.
I hope it's 10.
I don't know. It might be 10. But whatever. We have plenty more to talk about, I'm sure. But this week's newest episode, the 3rd episode in The Mandalorian, is called The Sin.
Ooh.
And holy cow, guys.
Yeah.
We really see the Mandalorian being the badass he's supposed to be. We kind of got glimpses of it in the first couple episodes, but we really see it in this episode.
Now I think that, okay, guys, spoiler alert. Baby Yoda, etc. 3, 2, 1. If you're still listening, it's on you.
Yes. Take at least 10 minutes.
So I think that, we all kind of knew that, it's kind of predictable a little bit that the Mandalorian, not Boba Fett or whatever, Pedro Pascal's character, he was going to give... It was predictable that he was going to give Baby Yoda to the remnants of the Empire and then go back and retrieve him. I think we could kind of all see that coming a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think the way it happened, it really kind of surprised me because, you see him go, and of course he surrenders it, gets his bounty, and he gets his Mandalorian steel or whatever that is.
The Beskar steel, a full set of
Mhm.
armor for Mandalorian he has now. He's all shiny and new, and it looks
Yeah, he
pretty
does
cool.
look pretty badass. It's like, ah, look at me. I'm all plated in silver and stuff.
I'm all
That's
chromed out.
right. He goes and gives Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda's like, oh no, why? They're gonna hurt me, blah, right? And you're like, oh no. And
What's Werner Herzog going to do to Baby Yoda?
uh, maybe make a boy documentary about it. He goes back to the Boba Fett fan club hideout, and
Yeah.
he goes to talk to Lady Boba Fett. This is the way, and everyone's kind of being super pissy with him.
Well, they're
Yeah,
jealous.
and be like, "Hey, you were with the Empire. The Empire's the reason we all got to be Boba Fett cosplayers and be underground and stuff." Right? So, at a dude, one of his other fellow Boba Fett's pulls a knife on him, and they try to kill each other.
Yeah, yeah. This dude's pretty like buff too. Like he looks like a big muscular dude
Yeah.
underneath. Like he's the tanker. He's the heavy
They
gunner
don't
of the
like him.
group.
That's kind of obvious. Be like, yeah.
No.
And then they get into a knife fight, and Lady Boba Fett stands up and says, "Hey, stop! This is not the way. This is the way." Blah blah blah. Even though they've already kind of tried to murder each other.
Yeah, and they stand down
This
and
is the way. They say this is the way, and that calms everything down. He gets his whispering birds or whatever those things are called that he's going to use
yeah,
later on in the episode.
it's a total Chekhov's gun
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And so he goes up and he goes talks to Apollo Creed, and all the bounty hunters hate. Everybody hates him in this episode. Like all the other
Yeah.
bounty hunters are like, he went and he found Baby Yoda. We wanted to find Baby Yoda, but he found him first, right? So they do that, and Carl Weathers is like, "Oh yeah, I gave everybody a key fob to go find to go find cutesy wootsy Baby Yoda that we didn't make any merch for."
Yet
So
it
they'd
is
be like,
forthcoming.
"Yeah." So he throws, be like, "Hey, I want another bounty. Here, go find this not Akbar thing," right? So he
It's
gets
supposed to be
that.
like it looks like Akbar's nephew
Yeah.
or
So
something.
it's I mean, look, the fan service in this is I've just decided to just embrace it. I'll be like every 5 seconds we're gonna get some kind of fan service thing, which is awesome. I've decided not to like be like, oh, I wish they would do original stuff. Like, I didn't come here for that. I came here for Star Wars.
Yeah.
And the more cool stuff they can throw at me that I recognize and that I'll pop for, the better. He
Yep.
goes and oh, I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode, Baby Yoda unscrewed a little dealie, and then he's like, "Oh, that's not a toy," like in the ship, right? So he goes back to the ship,
Yeah, he was like trying to chew on
yeah,
this ball.
and he found a little part. Like that's what made him decide to go back and get him. Like, oh, he got the little ball on top of this lever that I was going to use to leave the planet. All right, that's it. That's it. I'm gonna go break the bounty hunter code or whatever. And
Oh
he goes
man,
back, goes,
he goes in and he just
yeah,
wrecks the
man.
place. Like he busts through a wall and he's just taking out all of these stormtroopers. I mean, obviously they're stormtroopers, but it's brutal, man. He burns one alive. He electrocutes another one with his sniper
And
rifle
then
that
he used
obliterates
Chekhov's
people.
birds.
He yes, and he killed like four of them that had him surrounded. They
Oh,
were like little
and
homing missiles or whatever.
creepy shaded sunglasses mad scientist guy turns out to be a good guy.
Yeah, I did everything I could to keep him safe. They would have killed him by
Yeah.
now.
Oh, I'm not gonna do a welcome back from the edits comment. I don't want to create more work for you on this one. So I won't I
Thank
won't
you.
say what I thought that guy was gonna be at the beginning, but they kind of I think everyone kind of knows where that one was going. But it's like, oh well, I guess he really liked Baby Yoda in a wholesome way. he's like, okay, so he finds Baby Yoda underneath the in the Baby Yoda machine, picks him up, goes and just like wipes everybody out, and then you see all the bounty hunters get their bounty hunter fobs, and they all get their red lights on there, and somehow that means go get Boba Fett, you know.
Well, I think
Um,
those were still the trackers for the Baby Yoda, and once it started
oh,
moving away from where it
oh,
was supposed to be, they all activated again.
oh, that actually makes a lot of sense. I hadn't thought of that. Good job. Good pointing that out there, Jeremy, number one RiffTrax fans. You didn't hear me say that or admit that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he goes to because he parked just outside the city gates, and he's walking out there, and all the other bounty hunters, one who looks like Darth Maul, and the others, and Apollo Creed are out there, and they're like, "Hey, give us the kid," and he's like, "No, okay, it's time for a showdown then." So this dude is pinned down, and they kill a R2D8 or whatever, and it looks like he's done for. And then all the other Boba Fett's that we talked about before come up out of nowhere.
They all
Yeah,
jetpack
they all
in.
he like I guess he's the only one that doesn't have a jetpack, right?
Yeah.
And they all like him now, and they'll be like, "Oh, like what are you doing?" Be like, "You're gonna have to relocate the Boba Fett fan club hideout," and they're like, "That's okay, because this is the way. This is the way. I guess we don't hate each other now." But
Yeah. The one dude comes in with basically a Gatling gun.
yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
Oh,
They're just slaughtering everybody, and he gets off into his ship, and of course Carl Weathers is there, and he distracts him and he shoots him right where he had a couple things of Beskar steel in his pocket, which he showed to the Mandalorian earlier in the episode. And I kind of think that he shot him there on purpose
knowing that,
because he
yeah.
didn't want to kill him, um, but he needed him off of his ship.
Yeah, well, they
And
also did. They also didn't hire Carl Weathers to play a freaking smoking cinder for 7 more
yeah,
episodes. You know,
uh,
the man's
so
71. They're
he
not going to pull him out of whatever the hell it was he wasn't doing to do
yeah
that.
he gets back in the cockpit of his ship, and he starts taking off, and he gives Baby Yoda the
The
little
little
stealing out
ball,
thing off of
yeah.
the shifter, and
How
the big heavy gunner guy flies up alongside the
it gives him a
cockpit and
salute
salutes him
like
and
he's in
flies off.
Top Gun. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Mandalorian says, "I have to get me one of those,"
And then the Top Gun things play do 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 do
and he
do do
flies
do
off into
do
space,
do do
and that's the end of the
do.
episode.
Yeah, where is he going? Doesn't matter right now. So,
Nope.
dude, how awesome was that?
It was so good. It was so good. Like when all of the other Mandalorians jetpacked in to help him,
I didn't see
I
that
literally
coming
yelled
because it's
out.
like I thought that yeah
I was like,
no because
"What?"
I thought they hated him. Guess not.
Yeah. Nope. So guys, it if you like Star Wars and you haven't watched this yet, what the hell is wrong with
What's wrong
you?
with you? It is
Go
six
watch it.
dollars. It is $6. You get to watch it in your house.
You get it free for a week. You can at least watch the
Yeah.
first 4
Oh,
episodes.
also, and it's not solo.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's not Solo or Rogue
It's
One.
like you get to watch this awesomeness, and you don't have to watch Daenerys Targaryen play a really stupid character. Okay? You don't have to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Let's take a look real quick at our weekend box office. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The number one movie in the nation is Frozen 2. $127 million on its opening weekend. The number two movie, Ford versus Ferrari, followed by A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the movie with Tom Hanks playing Mr.
Oh,
Rogers.
remind me to say something
Uh,
about that after you get done listing off whatever it is.
the new Chadwick Boseman and Russo brothers movie 21 Bridges, and fifth place Midway from Lionsgate. Did you know that right before A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood opened, Tom Hanks found out that he is related to Mr. Rogers?
Dude, I was gonna say that.
No,
I saw that the other day. That's what I said when I
isn't that
interrupted you
crazy?
before. Yeah, that's nuts. And like the reporter's like, "Did you know that?" And Tom Hanks is like, "No, F you. That can't be true." And then the reporter's like, "No, F you back, Tom Hanks, not Tom Cruise. What am I
Tom
thinking?
Cruise, yeah.
What am I thinking?"
I don't know.
Because we were doing Top Gun earlier, that's why. But
There you go.
yeah, that's nuts. That's awesome, really. It's I need to go
Yeah,
see
it's really
that
cool.
movie.
I definitely want to see it. Watching the trailers, at first when the trailer starts, it's like, okay, that's Tom Hanks, but then there's a point in the trailer where my brain clicked over, and it's just like, that's Mister Rogers.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not
it's not
sure
like
what
Tom Hanks
happened
playing
there,
Walt
but
Disney where you never really buy it. You know?
right. But there was just a point in the trailer where it clicked in my head because I thought it was going to be really weird because it's Tom freaking Hanks. But it just kind of clicked,
It's a beautiful
and
day.
I really want to see the movie. It looks really
How
good. I have really
brilliant
good
is
things
that
about
though
it.
to make a movie about Mr. Rogers?
Well, and it's the second recent big film about Mister Rogers because we had "Won't You Be My Neighbor," the documentary that came out last year,
Oh,
which was
I haven't
excellent.
seen that yet. I probably should.
It's really good. But enough about Mister
We
Rogers.
love Mr.
Uh,
Rogers. Woo!
yes, we do. I actually have a couple of his books with all of his quotes and everything in it, and yeah, he's a huge reason uh, why I turned out like I am. Normally,
Don't blame
not
Mr.
during the
Rogers for
podcast, but
that.
no,
Oh,
normally
okay.
in my normal everyday day-to-day life. But we are going to do things a little bit different today. We're not going to be heading right into a short reviews of RiffTrax shorts right now, but we are going to head right into a short reviews of martial law. Dave, take it away.
Okay, look. I watched this thing, okay? And I haven't really prepared what I'm going to say about it. But I watched it and I was like, I could probably cover this whole thing in 3 sentences or less. I don't know what I'm going to say about it, but I bet I could cover it all, right? So, number one disclaimer, we all love pancakes or waffles or whatever it is. The riff is great. There's lots of really fun continuity stuff. There's like lots of callbacks. There's a callback to Asahi Guy early on. There's
Oh,
one at the end. There's the guy. There's somebody in the credits named Sean Thompson, and Mike Nelson says at the end, he
eh.
says, "Be like, man, I sure am glad I never have to deal with Sean Thompson or anybody who has a similar name ever again." And I was like, "What?" Because really, only people like you and me are gonna appreciate that. And I want to
Yeah,
know who wrote that. It was probably Sean. I
it
believe
was
it.
probably Sean. Yeah.
But anyway, we love you, Sean. But okay, so 3 sentences or less. Cynthia Rothrock is a girlfriend of a cop who is played by I believe, the son of Steve McQueen.
That's
David
correct.
Carradine is the bad guy, and he's a scumbag. That's 2 sentences, right?
Yep.
And lots of kicky martial arts B movie bullcrap. That is martial law. Okay? By the riff, it's super funny, but as far as just like the plot goes, it's standard mm, martial arts karate B movie bullcrap. I mean, if you've seen freaking Future Force, if you've seen Honor and Glory, if you've seen, well, maybe not No Retreat, No Surrender. That's completely different. There's no freaking ghost of Bruce Lee in this thing. But if you've seen any of those like martial arts movies from the late 80s, early 90s, that has David Carradine, Cynthia Rothrock in it, then you've seen martial law. Get the riff, but martial law, the movie itself, is not special. It's just not, except for the fact that it's a Meg release. I was very
Yeah.
surprised and happy to see that.
Another Meg movie,
We love
which
you,
I'm
Meg.
fine with. Yes, Multicom Entertainment Group. Keep them
Yeah.
coming, guys. Keep them
Yep.
coming.
Keep them coming. It's a garbage movie, but it's a fun riff. Go ahead and pick it up.
Hey,
What's
Dave,
up?
do you know what's coming very soon?
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving. It's almost here.
I asked that like it was a question. Like, is he trying to fool me? Like, what's happening
No,
here?
no. Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, it's almost here. And after watching the parade and gorging yourself on turkey with all the fixins, you usually have three options: football, napping, or riffing. And today we are going to go over our Thanksgiving Day watch list. Now we have a wide selection of movies and shorts to go through here, and we're just going to go through them in our suggested order of watching. So we're going to kick things off with an ACI short right out of the gate, going crazy with One Turkey, Two Turkey. One Turkey, Two Turkey is an insane look at how to count to 10.
Wait, there's more than one way?
How about an insane way of teaching how to count from 1 to 10?
Ah.
This one is a music based short where they're singing this song about turkeys and counting 1 to 10. I've written about this one a few times before. I absolutely love it. It's one of my all-time favorite shorts, and it's got some very interesting looks at a turkey pen. One of the jokes in this is from Kevin, and it says, "You know you made a good educational short when the same footage with different narration could be used as like an anti-animal abuse film." I just watched this one again because I love it and I've seen it a few times, and it's so hard to accurately describe what happens in it, like how they go about doing it. But you do learn one very important thing from this short, and that's turkeys hate kazoos.
Wait, what?
Turkeys hate kazoos. Every time the in the song there's somebody playing a kazoo, the turkeys are all running crazy. So it's like the kazoo is driving them to madness.
Oh, yeah, that makes
So
sense, I
turkeys
suppose.
turkeys hate kazoos. And of course there's the great part where they're stacking them all in cages where they can't even stand up and are surely pooping on each other to
Gross.
illustrate
That
1
is
through 10.
gross.
It's very gross. It's very gross, but not as gross as some of the things in our second movie, Fun in Balloon
Oh,
Land.
jeez. Yeah, this is my favorite. Look, okay, I know all you weirdos out there who love Fun in Balloon Land. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Well, it starts. It's based off of what, the Philadelphia or the Pittsburgh, one of the two. Their yearly
Lehigh Valley,
their
yeah.
yearly Thanksgiving parade. But that's only a part of it. The film, very loosely used word, starts off with this person reading a bedtime story to a kid.
In a big open
He
soundstage.
then gets up and walks over and puts his face into the corner, which is like a sign that says Fairy Tale Land or something. And then
Yeah.
he imagines going through this warehouse that is full of all of these balloons just being stationary and sitting there. But they have somebody on the other side of the warehouse yelling out lines as if the balloons are speaking to this boy. There's one part that's pretty disturbing where he's in like gold lame shorts, and that's it, walking around, supposed to be under the
like
sea.
he's in like he's in the apple.
Yeah, it's almost like he's in the apple. It's very disturbing. The king of the sea is taking him to meet all of these animals, like a big giant octopus balloon and these mermaids who are like creepily flirting with the boy, and all this weird stuff. And then he uh, dreams that he's watching the parade, I guess, because after
Why would
they,
he need to dream this? Why would he need to dream this?
I
He
don't
doesn't
know,
have to dream this because he could just go watch it in real life.
right? But he's like,
Most of this quote unquote movie is literal parade footage of a
yes,
real thing that happened.
and it's got the highest and drunkest narrator ever. Like this woman she's got to be on like 20 different things because she's so manic about this parade. And
There was a theory that the narrator from Fun and Balloon Land was also the same narrator from Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, but she was way more stable in Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, at least, than Fun and Balloon Land.
Yeah.
There's a part at the end where they're going back through all of the floats and everything, and she starts this game where you're supposed to say "yay, yay" if you've seen something that you've seen
Oh
before, and
God.
then she starts like moving the goalposts, and it's always different, and none of it makes sense. And yeah, then he wakes up.
Every time I see somebody say "yay yay" in True Blue, I just want to punch something because it's like, no, stop! Don't encourage this.
It's an hour long. Like I don't
Yeah,
understand.
it's not that long.
I don't
Yeah,
understand why it was made. Like it must have been some sort of a fundraiser thing, maybe for the
or like awareness for like the Lehigh Valley Thanksgiving Parade.
yeah, something like that. It's got to be something weird. It's just I don't get it.
Like that whole movie. It's like for me, it's like I wanted to pick up the phone and say, "Hello, yes, Child Protective Services in 1965, please." Yes, I'll hold. You know,
It was apparently made by Giant Balloon Parades Inc.
Balloon Land, USA. We're
Yes,
having
we're
fun in
having fun
Balloon
in
Land,
Balloon Land.
USA.
Yeah,
But here's the thing: RiffTrax made a huge deal about this riff, and I got it, and I didn't get it, but everybody else did. Everybody else did.
it's one of my all-time favorite riffs. Like, and we do watch it every year on Thanksgiving. It was originally released October 29th in 2014, and pretty much every year since then, at least my son and I have watched it on Thanksgiving.
Whenever I just sit there, I just sit there watching confused. I'm just confused watching it. Like, why is this a thing?
Yeah, it's definitely very confusing, but
Like, I can't get over that.
yeah, it's
You know?
it's actually worse production wise than pretty much everything except for maybe feeders and I don't know, Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. They might be tied, Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, in this one because at least Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny had, microphones on everybody, or at
And
least
Thumbelina.
yeah, Thumbelina, yeah.
It had a movie within a movie.
Well, there was two different ones but we'll talk about that later, a little bit closer to
Yes.
Christmas because we've got that one probably
Yes,
coming up, I would
quite.
imagine.
Yes, I imagine we would.
Yeah, the next film or short rather in our Thanksgiving playlist is Let's Talk Turkey, a riff track presents with Bridget Nelson and Mary Jo Peele.
Yes, it's the ladies. Woo!
This one was made by Armor Meats, and it's about how you can now have turkey any time of the year, not just for Thanksgiving or Christmas. They are now available year round in the frozen meat section.
Wait, whoa, hold on. Wait. Stop. This was an announcement? Was there a time when turkey was only available at Thanksgiving?
Yeah, yeah, you'd have to like place your order for your turkey like a week or two before Thanksgiving to get it.
Hmm.
But this was one of those propaganda films where they're talking about, oh hey, we got turkey available now, and look at all the different ways you can make it throughout the year. Like in March, for whatever reason, just have a turkey dinner, or you can make a turkey casserole, or you could in June make a turkey almond salad for a wedding buffet. Or you could cook turkey in the 92-degree weather in August and then serve and eat the turkey cold to cool you off after the heat exhaustion.
Wait, what?
That's actually something they say. You're heat exhausted from the day's activities, so eat a nice cold turkey along with some corn and some tomato slices.
I never thought my eyes could roll so far into the back of my head as they are right now.
And did you know that cold turkey is also good for dad to eat in the middle of the night?
What, is Dad high?
They actually show a middle-aged man sneaking over to the fridge, and he opens it up and he's just ripping pieces of meat off of the turkey. And then his son comes out, so he pulls the turkey out of the fridge and grabs a knife, and they just start cutting hunks
It's
off
like we
and
had
eating.
Thanksgiving in the middle of the night.
In October, you can have turkey pinwheels with your favorite mushroom sauce. Everything in here that they like, the casserole and I think the turkey almond salad had it. The turkey pinwheels definitely had it, but they really seem to like pairing celery and green pepper with the turkey.
Why do you think that is?
Because it was the time that this was made and everything was bland and it had that kind of stuff in it. Um,
Yes, the whole world was in black and white, etc.
Yes, everything. You can have your turkeys on Thanksgiving or Christmas as well. One of the other things that I liked about this short was they showed two different ways that you can purchase the turkeys. You can have the fully dressed, flash frozen ones where you just open them up and put a little salt on the inside and stick it in the oven.
Ew.
And then they showed getting it New York dressed, as they called it. And it was basically a whole turkey that was plucked. It still had all the viscera inside it, as they said. And
That is disgusting.
yeah, they showed what it looked like after it was prepared. Like they don't tell you how to do it, but they just show this tray and there's like the feet and the head and then all the guts
Awesome.
just sitting on this tray next to the turkey.
Is that almost as disgusting as when they showed a wild pig giving birth to other wild pigs?
No, nothing will top that, Dave.
Like that? Okay. We'll see.
At least not yet. Up next, we kind of want to go with something that sort of fits the theme, and it is definitely a turkey of a film, but we're going with Birdemic up next.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not familiar with the film Birdemic per se. I am familiar with a movie called Birdemic Shock and Terror
Yes, Birdemic Shock and Terror is the full title.
by the visionary James Wen, director of Julian Jack and Replica, and uh, recent short films that have been nominated for Academy Awards. Not nominated, but submitted
Submitted.
for Academy Award consideration.
And
Okay,
director
show
of
some respect.
the director of
Show
the
some respect, Jeremy.
director of the forthcoming film Earth 2075, which we still don't have our poster and synopsis for.
Yes, where's our poster? Where's our poster, James? Come on. Gosh.
He's too busy tweeting out about how Rod's Ford Mustang hybrid car is now a reality.
Wait, what? Is that a thing?
Yeah, huh?
Oh, hold on. I want to see this. I'm going to go to Movie Head pick or whatever it is.
That's a weird crossover.
Oh my gosh, you're right. He did. James Wen, November 17th. Birdemic's Rod Ford Mustang hybrid car is now a reality. In 2008, Birdemic Rod, I love my Mustang, which is Oh no, he misspells it. Oh no. James. James, you idiot.
Okay, you have to speak it how it's spelled now.
No, I can't. I love my Mustang, which is a plug-in Hyptid, which gets 100 mpg. Is he trying? No, he's not smart enough to do that. He's not smart enough to parody himself. Oh my God. In November 17th, 2019, Ford had just announced a Mustang Mach-E. And James, that is not Rod's Mustang. That is red. That is not blue, you ass. God, I hate this man. Ah. Oh.
Yeah, he's a fun person.
Ow.
Okay, so Birdemic Shock and Awe or Shock and Terror, whatever the heck it's called. It's a terrible, terrible movie. I'm sure if you haven't seen it, you've at least heard of it by reputation.
Yeah, if you're listening to this
Um,
podcast, you don't know what pandemic shock and terror is. I mean, come on. But still,
Turn in your RiffTrax fan card.
but we have not talked about it on the podcast yet. So let's do a quick rundown.
Okay, Birdemic Shock and Terror is a movie about Rod, who's a salesman, and he drives a lot and walks poorly and doesn't know how to talk very well. And he likes taking days to good Vietnamese restaurants. He he just closes a what is it, $1 million sale,
2 million.
something like that. $2 million sale, but he gives him a 50% discount. Because come on, man.
He cost his company $1 million.
And they celebrate him for it.
Yes.
He runs into an old classmate, and I wasn't sure. Still not sure if she was actually an old classmate or if he was just pulling this out of his ass so he could date her. Because he's like, "Wait, where did you sit? Oh yeah, I sat 3 seats behind you in this class."
Well, she went along with it,
Yeah,
and I think he was because later on she talked. Did you know that we went to the same high school together? To her mom.
okay. But Natalie, this girl he meets, was just chosen as the Victoria's Secret cover model.
Oh, so nonchalantly.
And you hear all this stuff going on in the background, like news reports of all these animals washing up ashore, and the polar bears dying because they can't eat their food, such as seals.
Oh, and celebrity race car drivers and
Yeah,
blah
and
blah blah.
Getty Images watermarks that are left on the screen, and Rob or Rod or whatever the hell this
Rob.
guy's name is. I don't care enough about him to remember his name. He is developing some new solar pals
Soul pals.
that are smaller and cheaper, but they are more efficient. Like they go by a gas station and it's like $12 a gallon or something ridiculous on the sign.
Yeah, so yeah, this movie was clearly shot in 2008 at the height of the gas price crisis.
Yeah, when everybody thought that prices were actually going to get up that high,
Yeah.
they take a trip to the Pumpkin and Art Festival.
Yeah.
They go out to dinner and
For some reason, I don't know why they went to that pumpkin festival. Like, it didn't have anything to do with anything.
well, I think it was more to set the timeline because they do talk about how it's like it's October or whatever and it's super hot still and it should be a little colder, but we're sweating balls out here. And
Wait, that makes no sense. I just realized something about this movie because at the beginning of the movie, when he's playing basketball with horny friend, he says, "Be like a heat wave in winter,
yeah,
but it's October. Screw you, James Wen."
he can't even get that right.
It's like, yeah, like, what are your concept of seasons? Get it right. How old are you?
He continues his date with Natalie. They go to a dinner and they dance with the guy singing about hanging out with his family and having a party. Probably the best part of the movie.
The great Damien, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go to a hotel to sleep together, and this causes the apocalypse.
Yeah, it caused the apocalypse. They're still wearing, and they're still wearing the clothes that they were making out in. So I guess that they boned in like her underwear and his, you know, douchebag tank top and shorts, etc.
When they wake up, the whole town is under attack by these birds that are like diving into the ground and exploding. They're exploding.
Yep.
Now, it actually says in the official description for this movie that the birds can spit acid and they explode into flames upon striking the ground because they have become mutated and toxic due to global warming.
But we never find. Oh no, wait, we do find that out because Dr. Jones sort of explains it.
we know they're toxic, but I don't think it's explained that that's why they explode.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like we just kind of like need to do extra reading, kind of like the Star Wars expanded universe.
Which we're not going to talk about at all on this podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
But they go and they're trying to make their way off and to someplace safe. They end up at a beach. On the way there, they're there with two people that they met at the hotel, Becky and Ramsey.
Oh, I love Ramsey, dude. Ramsey's my favorite.
He just happens to have some
I'm tired of all the killing in Iraq.
yeah, he's just got all these weapons in his van. And Becky has the best death in this whole movie.
Whoa, spoiler alert, yo.
She's squatting in a field as Ramsey explains it. She's taking a shit, and it shows a bird like dive bomb by and like slice her throat or something as it goes by.
Just like, yeah, gets her right in the face. And then you see Whitney Moore like running back, like, she's dead. I didn't do anything. She's dead.
They get onto the beach and they're attacked by the birds, and then doves show up and all the birds leave in peace. The end.
Yep. But there's a lot more to it. Not really, but kinda.
Uh, if you've never seen the riff, I'm sure it's on everything, Tubi, and probably still up on Amazon Prime. And
Yeah, guys, no, guys, buy the riff. Buy the riff. I'm not going to say why I want RiffTrax to make money from this, other than the fact that they're RiffTrax, but yeah, I don't want to get into it. Just watch it with the RiffTrax. Don't watch it. Don't watch it bare. Just don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
that is, a very quick summation of what happens. Like Dave said, there's a lot more to it, and we'll probably go over it more in depth sometime in the future.
Yeah.
But for right now, just go check it out.
Yeah.
Our next video in the Thanksgiving watch list is the short Dining Together. Dining Together was released November 25th, 2015, and it is actually a sequel to another RiffTrax short that was released all the way back in 2009 called Playing Together. Dining Together is everybody getting together for a Thanksgiving meal with a bunch of guests, and it's basically how to act around other people. Don't be a little dick to your family's guests at Thanksgiving is basically what this short is about.
Why do we need a short for this? Welcome back from the edit, everybody.
Oh man, but yeah, this Dining Together, it's a fun, well, I say fun, it's the riff is fun. The short is not. It's as they say, it's full of the soul-crushing grayness of the 50s.
Grayness.
That sounds like a bad word. Grayness.
It does, but it isn't. Now, before we go on to our next selection, might I say, might I add, we talked about this 2 or 3 weeks ago. Go ahead and watch The Visitor 2. I think that would be a great. I think that'd be a great thing to go ahead and just like slide it.
Yeah, you could
Anyway.
you could slide that into here. You got plenty of time in the day. It's a long day. Instead of trying to get a deal on a PlayStation 4 from GameStop, who opens at 3 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day, you can stay home and watch something fun, like The Wonderful Land of Oz.
That is right. Instead of going and trampling somebody to death, why don't you go ahead and watch The Wonderful Land of Oz, which is a favorite of both mine and Jeremy's.
Yeah.
Released in, I believe, February of 2017, The Wonderful Land of Oz is a sort of. Now, here's the thing about The Wizard of Oz, guys, that you may not realize is that the book series itself by F. Frank Baum, or, however you say his name, is in the public domain. It's the series itself, the book series itself, the source material is not owned by MGM.
Yeah.
So, like, what everybody is most familiar with, which is the 1939 Judy Garland movie,
which is a Thanksgiving Day tradition. I think this one is a little bit of a better pick.
Yeah. Um, this this movie is based on the immediate sequel within which within the Oz chronology. This is not the Fairuza Balk movie
Yeah.
that's on Disney Plus, even though some elements of it are based on that. But this was actually directed by the guy who did Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Yeah.
And this guy, we find out in this movie, is a bit of a pervert.
Well, he made a lot of porn.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. God, I forgot about that.
I don't know what it
Oh
is about
no.
people making crappy movies and making porn movies. But
Not
yeah.
crappy movies for children.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much fun. We like to have fun here.
The Wonderful Land of Oz brings us the lovable characters such as the Scarecrow and the Tin Man that we all know, and that wonderful mainstay of a character, the Woggle Bug.
The Woggle Bug. Love that guy.
God, that guy is the thing of nightmares. Like,
Or are you speaking of the Woggle Bug or the Pumpkinhead guy?
yes.
Or the little boy that turns out to be a princess? We're not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole.
Uh yeah, the little boy that we follow around through the whole movie is actually a girl.
A little girl,
That
yes. That's not problematic.
Yeah, he didn't even know the whole time that he was actually a girl. Um, we have the purple cow.
Ugh.
That's also pretty terrifying.
Also, a witch, Mombi, who is not the Wicked Witch or any of the other witches in relation to the Wicked Witch.
Yep.
It's just Mombi.
And we have the soldiers that stage a coup and take over Oz.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The marching band queen and her loyal band of like super cute matching outfit army.
The best part, guys, we are not making any of this up.
Nope.
This is actually in this movie.
General Ginger and oh geez. I just remembered the what happened to the Emerald City? Oh my god. Like you look at the Emerald City because this movie obviously is supposed to be a cheap sequel to, you know, it wasn't trying to like it obviously was trying to capitalize on the success of the 1939 movie The Wizard of Oz, which is the only movie to have more cultural impact than Star Wars. I know I will go to my grave saying that. I lost my train of thought. Yeah.
uh, who's Scarecrow? Scarecrow's in charge of the Emerald City at this point.
Yeah, no, and oh yeah, and he's a terrible king.
The place has fallen to ruins, man.
Yeah, it looks like crap. Like the sky is brown. Like you guys all saw the Emerald City and the Wizard of Oz. That place is
Yeah.
awesome. It went to shit.
Complete and utter.
Go ahead and beat me on yeah. Go ahead and censor me on that, but there's no other way to say it. The Scarecrow was a terrible, terrible king,
Yep.
right? And he should have been deposed. And I bet the freaking marching band queen was a way better leader than he was.
Yeah, probably.
But
At least
yeah,
until the princess
but
appeared and then took over.
yes.
Spoilers.
Uh,
But yeah, that's
yeah,
that is the
spoilies.
wonderful
That's
land of Oz in a nutshell.
the wonderful land of Oz.
God. Our next entry on the list is A Day of Thanksgiving, a wonderful short that was also released on November 25th of 2015, the same day as Dining Together. They did kind of a double release there. And this one is, again, it's another 1950s black and white short. This one was made by Young America Films. The main difference between Dining Together and this one is that the dad is basically QAnon. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. QAnon is this dumb conspiracy group that goes around on Twitter spouting off all this insane stuff. But they kind of started the whole deep state thing that's going around right now. And that's what basically what this guy is talking about. He's
uh,
talking about the deep state police who are going to come to your house, and they're political gangsters that just will come to your house and drag people off to jail. So these are what you're trying to be made thankful for: family, shelter, security from political gangsters. Not any communists coming and ruining your Thanksgiving. It's a very woo cuckoo short. It's something else. But we're going to just move on now to the final entry. The end of Thanksgiving is here, and that means that it's time to dive headfirst into Christmas for those of you who haven't already for the past month. What better way to do that than with a classic Christmas film? Tough crap. You're getting Santa Claus.
which also happens to be the winner of our listener poll.
Yeah, yeah, this was the winner of our patron poll this week. And don't forget, we have a Patreon. You can patreon.com/slash True Blue Riffcast to go over there and throw us a couple dollars a month and support us. And you can do things like voting on our patron poll and listening to our exclusive outtakes that are only for patrons
We love you, Margot and Jason, and whoever the other guy is.
that we can never remember to check before we actually
Yeah,
record. Um,
but we love you.
yes, all of you, all three of you, for backing us. It's three more people than I expected, so that's awesome. Uh, so our main event here is Santa Claus, not the Santa Claus with Tim Allen,
Which is an excellent movie.
but this is Santa Claus, the 1959 Mexican-made film that was purchased by K. Gordon Murray, who then did the narration and the dubbing for it and made it into what it is today. Now, this movie was first introduced in the realm of riffing in the 1993 episode of Mystery Science Theater that actually aired on December 24th, which I didn't realize that. But that was our first glimpse into the madness that is Santa Claus. And then a few years ago, a little bit more than a few years ago, I think it was 2014 when we got this.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
This was one of the live shows from RiffTrax, and in this version, we actually got the entire movie, not edited for time or anything like that. And we got with it this wonderful, horrific scene of the Lupita dreaming about this doll that she wants to take.
Oh, God.
And it's these horrific, full grown people dancing around her in this mist filled void of time and space. And it is terrifying. Like, I can see why they cut that part out for the original Mystery Science Theater thing.
I don't know, like, why they thought throwing a extremely sad child at us for an hour and a
Yes, this is
half.
poor little Lupita.
Why they? Oh my God, it's
And when
terrible.
I say poor little girl, I mean actually poor little girl. She lives with her parents, and they're very poor. They don't have any money, and they're not sure how
No, they don't have
she's
anything.
gonna get
It's
anything for Christmas.
awful.
But of course, the most important thing for Christmas is to remember that it's Craig's birthday. This also gives us Pitch the Demon,
Right.
who is sent to Earth to try and ruin Christmas by making all the little kids do terrible things so Santa won't give them presents, and then also trying to trip up Santa by doing things like moving chimneys and putting hot curler things on the doors like in Home Alone, and just generally trying to make Santa's night miserable, which he does kind of succeed in doing. He traps him in a tree with a dog or something, but
This literal servant of Satan.
Santa lives high above the North Pole in his
With Merlin using the fifth dimension.
yes, in his magic castle with his robotic deer. and his giant mouth that talks to him, and
Ugh.
he's got like this room full of children from every culture, and they're the ones making the toys. He basically has
Not
them
the elves, yeah.
enslaved, and it goes through showing all the kids from the different cultures, and they all sing little songs from their different parts of the world,
Yep.
and you get the Americans, and they've got
They're cowboys
they're
and
cowboys,
and
yeehaw, because
garbage, yeah.
it was the early '60s when this came out in the U.S., so that was the big thing.
Because we were all cowboys then, that's right. Now, we would be remiss to not mention the connection to, I would say, an arguably more iconic RiffTrax riff within the catalog. The undeniable classic known as Santa's Village of Madness.
Santa's Village of Madness was also made by K. Gordon Murray using some leftover footage from the Santa Claus thing and some stuff that they shot at Santa's Village, an old amusement park chain where there were like three of them. That's actually going to be going on our patron poll this week in place of Santa Claus that we got here. And so that will be up along with Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny and Jack Frost for you to vote on starting on Thanksgiving. So yeah, Santa Claus. It's a great, wacky, and kind of terrifying film.
Yeah.
But I love it. I still watch. I watch both versions of this. This is one of those things where people were kind of like, they're redoing one that they already did on Mystery Science Theater,
Yeah, I hate that.
but it's completely different. Like all the jokes are new. You get the full version of the movie. You get another great at your fingertips short, Sugar and Spice, before this one, which is about kids eating, just straight up sugar after they've molded it into different shapes and stuff like that. But I still watch the MST version and this version because they both work independent of each other very well. Yeah, it's God, guys, it's a great show. The whole thing, and plus it's a live show, so you get that energy that the live shows have. It's really a great way to wrap up your Thanksgiving day. After the turkey, after the tryptophan starts wearing off, and you start setting up your tree like a lot of people do on Thanksgiving night. And you can turn this on in the background with your, while you guys are decorating for the Christmas season, and just have a grand old time with your family. And that is actually going to wrap us up today. Check out any number of the movies that we discussed on our Thanksgiving watch list.
Which were legion.
Yes, you can set up the watch list through rifftrax.com to include all of these riffs, and then just play it Chromecast it to your TV or however you have it hooked up, and just let it run. Enjoy the day. Have some fun with your family. Laugh at bad movies along with Mike, Kevin, Bill, Mary, Joe, Bridget, and all the other wonderful people from RiffTrax that worked on this. You can find me at pbandawesome.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at pbandawesome. If you want to send me an email, you can get a hold of me at jeremy@trueblueriffcast.com, or you can follow the podcast on Twitter at tbriffcast. And if you head over to patreon.com/trueblueriffcast, you can throw us a couple dollars a month and become some supporters and actually have a say in what we talk about in future episodes.
And me, I'm Dave, aka Sugar Ray Dodge. Check me out on the web at sugarraydodge.com. Send me emails at dave@trueblueriffcast.com.
We'll see you guys next week. Happy Thanksgiving!
Happy Thanksgiving! Woo! Put on the Yule log.